Well, hey, it's time for another podcast. Your host, Chris Britton. So glad that you're tuned in. If you're tuned in, listening, watching, whatever. If you are, tell a friend to check it out too. Super excited about the guest that we've got today. It's the holiday cheermeister, some would call her, for the city of Prattville, Miss Kellie Carter. Miss Kellie, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing so much better than I deserve. It's not even funny. I'll bring you in on the camera there. Well, Kellie, it is your time of year. Now, all 365 days, you play an important role in the city. There's no doubt about that. You're with the Parks and Rec Department for the city of Prattville. But there is one time of year that's extra special, and the city of Prattville goes extra over the top, and you're the leader of that group to decorate the downtown and stuff like that. So first of all, thanks for being here. Second of all, thanks for doing what you do. And then third of all, tell us a little bit about what's going on in Prattville.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And
Yeah.
I do joke and say that I think it's the most wonderful time of the year. And,
Yeah.
And it is. I love Christmas probably a lot more than most.
Sure.
My husband would definitely say I'm a little extra with it. And if you don't think that my trees are not decorated November the 1st, they absolutely are.
got
Now,
an early jump
I'm
on
not
it.
allowed to decorate anything outside because he doesn't want our neighbors to think that we're weird. But inside is completely decorated. And
Yeah.
I feel like if we don't go ahead and do it by the beginning of November, we're going to be just exhausted
busy.
and wore out. So I just get it all. I did scale back this year. I only put up 3 trees.
Okay.
So
Only 3.
Only 3. So I scaled back. Last
Yeah.
year it was 6. This year's 3. I feel like I'm making progress with
Yeah.
coming to terms with my obsession with Christmas.
That's awesome. Now, how long you been with Parks and Rec now? It feels like yesterday.
So yesterday was my 17th anniversary with the
17th
city of
year.
Prattville. And I've been with Parks and Rec for almost 14 years.
And you doubled up for the first few years, didn't you, doing another department and
So
Parks and Rec, if I remember right?
I started with special events and cultural arts.
Uh-huh.
And then in 2012, became Parks and Rec director.
Uh-huh.
And then we merged cultural arts and special events under Parks and Rec. So
Yeah.
they are a division of Parks and
Yeah.
Rec, which is kind of awesome for me because that is where my passion is.
Sure.
The events part of it and getting out in the community and
Yeah.
getting to do this for the community. That's where my passion. David, our assistant director now, his passion's athletics.
Yeah.
So he kind of takes the forefront with all things sports
Yeah.
driven.
And does a great job, by the way.
He does.
Yeah.
But all things event driven, that's just always been a passion of mine. And so Christmas is definitely my favorite time of the year. And you and I were talking a little bit off camera and off
Yeah.
microphone just about how hard it keeps getting every year to come
Yeah.
up with ideas because we are kind of landlocked in
Yeah.
what our decorations are.
Uh-huh.
And so it gets challenging trying to figure out something, whether it be the theme, whether it be what our decorations are going to be, recycling what we have
Yeah.
in our big warehouse, going through there and looking at it, but then making sure that we're adding just enough new pieces in that brings people
Keep
as
it
an
fresh.
entrance.
Yeah.
Because that's our goal, is to be a destination for
Yeah.
people. We want to bring people into our beautiful city
Mm-hmm.
and show them. And what better way than at Christmas time? Because people love family traditions and coming down
Yeah.
here and looking at the lights.
Yeah.
And we were so lucky this year to have sponsors that offset the cost of the ice skating rink.
Yeah,
and
how
the
cool is
carousel.
that?
That was amazing. And
Yeah.
to be able to announce that and kind of say, all right, here's our gift to you guys. We're going to let this be free. So everything was free down there.
Yeah.
This year we offered a Christmas market, which is kind of made
Yeah.
it that little, and I do watch Hallmark movies for inspiration. And I justified needing the Hallmark channel to my husband because it is research.
Sure.
So, I mean, but if you look at all of
R&D.
these movies, like they have an ice skating rink, they have a carousel, they have a market. So that's what we added this year. And it's been really cool because I didn't realize how many local artisans we have in the city
Right.
of Prattville, because all of these market vendors are from here, whether it be somebody that specializes in local honey, or whether it be a handmade goat milk soap, or whether it be someone that paints ornaments that create the downtown scenes. I did not realize how many local artists we have, and that has been so much fun to be able to promote them and let people know, hey, these are people that live here.
Right here, yeah.
They live here, and to be able to set up at our new Spillway Park and kind of showcase them, and I think that they've been a little bit overwhelmed because the response has just been awesome.
Yeah.
And even now, every day we're getting messages sent to us like, hey, can I be a vendor? How can I set up? So it that kind of gave us the validation that all right, people are liking this.
Yeah.
They enjoyed that aspect of it, and Spillway Park has been that was
I was going to ask you, I mean, well, so having a new business, I haven't had the time to get down there and walk around much. Now, as soon as the first venue opened up with the stage, the little amphitheater ish, man, like the second night we went down there and it was just so cool to see. It felt like all of
Isn't it?
Prattville
It's
was
so
down
gorgeous.
there, and there was live music to begin with, and then when that ended, they had a football game on, and I was like, this is just so awesome. How I would never thought in Prattville, right? And then Spillway Park opens up, and I haven't been able to, just time hadn't allowed with me being available / weather to go check everything out. But everybody I talked to has said it's so amazing. And then I drive home that way every day to go downtown just so I can see it, So tell us about the early response. Yeah.
That's a cool spot too. And the warehouse has been there forever.
Right.
And that's where we store all of our decorations for Parade of Pumpkins, Mardi Gras for Christmas, that big warehouse. And it's a massive warehouse, but it is full. And then the slab that was there, it was part of an old burned down area, and we were able to repurpose that and extend the roof over it. And so the idea is that we'll have another area now for our Creek Walk concerts.
Yes.
We're even looking at in the spring and the fall doing some outdoor theater productions, like
cool.
one set
Yeah.
theater production, since our theater is right beside it. Having an outdoor theater is kind of cool. There's so many different opportunities that we've talked about. We're actually going to move Picket Fest back down there, so it'll be back downtown.
Yeah.
City Fest will be up under there.
Yeah.
The kids have loved the turf area and it is so simple.
It looks so neat from the road.
It's like a little rock climbing,
Yeah.
a little wall, and just mounds and things. And it's so simple, but it just gives kids an area just to run and get some energy out. And the parents can sit there. We've got chairs set around so they can sit there. There's an observation area. Yesterday somebody got engaged out there.
How
so that was
cool.
That was super cool to see. And we actually tied in a walking kind of corridor for downtown at 4th Street. So we've made it a walkable area, an open green space for families. We were nervous about construction, making sure it was going to get done with Christmas. So we were so excited to be able to debut it with the market.
Yeah.
But it just lends us a world of opportunities to be out there and things that we can do. But like you said, how cool is it to have on both ends of the city these brand new venues, and Spillway's kind of more repurposed, but these venues
Still, yeah.
and another opportunity to bring people into our city.
Yes.
Because
and when they come in, they got to eat somewhere. They got to, the whole thing, buy gas.
They've got to, and we've got the most quaint downtown area, and to be able to give them just another reason to come to Prattville, to get off that interstate, come down to downtown, see what we have to offer, listen to live music, shop, eat, walk around, experience Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Which there are a lot, but just some reasons for families. And I love seeing, I'm not from here originally. I've lived here since 2005, but I'm not from here. But I love seeing even where I'm from post pictures of coming down here and seeing like that is the ultimate, wow, we're doing something right moment for us to be able to just go out on social media and see and get the hashtag and to see that people are actually enjoying it.
One of the things you didn't mention that Spillway Park in my mind brings, and it's a huge one, is there was nowhere to park downtown, and now there is a much needed parking lot and bathroom.
There are open bathrooms. There are 75 parking spots in there. We counted because we get that. We do get that question. And actually, behind the cultural arts area, we have created a spillover parking lot.
Okay.
That hopefully next year. We're actually going to put down some asphalt and stripes, so we'll have additional parking places right there. And that does tie into that walking path from 4th Street, the sidewalk. So being able to do that, because that is the two biggest things that we always hear is parking and restrooms.
Yeah.
And now the venue across from City Hall has accessible restrooms and more parking behind it. Now Spillway has parking. So we're doing everything that we can, listening to the complaints or concerns that people have, and trying to see, okay, this is something that we can address. This is areas of improvement. We've got some areas here that we can create some things, and we know the value in a restroom. We've talked about that, and every time we're creating park spaces, we talk about, all right, parents need a restroom for their children. Kids are going to have to go to the bathroom. We got to have something.
The portable one you'd bring out, there was nice, but it was still portable.
But it's portable.
So, yeah.
It's a rolling porta potty.
Yeah.
And it is very nice, but having these bathrooms and
It's a game changer. Yeah.
security measures, they are on an automatic lock. And so we want to make sure that people know that there are high surveillance cameras through there.
Sure.
There's everything. We lock the bathrooms at a certain time at night so we don't have vandalism opportunities, because that's so frustrating to come
Don't
in.
understand it. You can't have nothing type stuff. It's crazy.
It's super frustrating. But so we've taken a lot of security measures to keep it safe. And, we'll put out periodically, hey, help us pick up trash, help us do things like that. But for the most part, everybody's leaving the areas clean. They're not, that we haven't, knock on wood.
Community pride.
Yep. And I think a lot of people are prideful, and it has been packed. And I love seeing that.
Yeah.
I love seeing people enjoying the fruits of our labor. So it's a lot of work, but it definitely makes it worthwhile.
Yeah. So many things I want to get to and talk to you about. But one, while we're on the topic of Christmas, Prattville's always had some Christmas stuff. I remember, there'd be like stars or candles on the poles as you drive towards downtown. That's kind of where it started. Can you give a little bit of the evolution of it? Like, do you remember?
Oh,
I mean,
gosh,
I know there was stuff before you started. You've just taken it to a whole nother level.
So I remember when I started, the Christmas tree used to be set up in front of City Hall.
Okay, yeah.
And it was a tree that we would go on city property and cut down ourselves.
Uh-huh.
So it was a real tree. And we would have to go way out into the woods on some of our property, find a tree, cut it down. The ornaments, they were horrible. I have a picture, and I send it to the mayor almost every year, and I send it to Robert Stridge almost every year and say, hey, when I put my budget request in, remember this
what it
is
used
where
to
we
be.
were, and here's where we're at now. Just I
Yeah.
need you to remember this. But it was so small and so scaled back, and then to be able to grow on it every year like we have, it's definitely been a challenge. And but I do think that people see the value in it, and especially now we're in the running to be the state's best Christmas
I was going to ask about that. Every time I see that, the poll is like, this is the last day to vote, so I vote again. And then I see it the next day, you can vote again. So I don't know when it's over.
Today is the
is
last
it? Okay,
day.
I voted again last night.
Tonight at 11 o'clock is the last. Right before I came here, I checked, and we're at 30% ahead.
I was going to say we had a commanding lead, I would call it.
And so somebody at the office was like, oh, well, we've got it. And I was like, you don't know what?
that's
They
right.
might be rallying around at lunchtime, having everybody vote. We can't
Get out and vote.
But what an honor that'll be to be able to say, even if we came in second place, to be
Who
second
cares?
best in
Yeah.
the state, to be
That's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. And to be in the running and to be the forefront leader right now of being the best Christmas city in the state of Alabama, I think that says a lot for the team that we have and the dedication that they have worked so hard. And I know that they get frustrated, and it's very monotonous, stringing lights and putting up decorations.
And
but
they've been working on it how long, by the way?
so we tear everything down from Parade of Pumpkins the first week in November, and then we start immediately. And a lot of times we hear people say it's too early, and it's like, well, it takes a long time to put all of this up. And I do love, like, the employees sometimes do get frustrated, but I love when they bring their children down and they're like, hey, Dad put that up, or Mama helped put this up, and to see the kids get excited. And that's a big deal for them, because in their eyes, my dad did that. That's so cool.
He's a hero.
My dad decorated this. And so I love seeing that. But we are in the running right now, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
We just posted today on the city page, on our Parks and Rec page, the link to go out there and vote. So we want everybody. I would like more of a commanding lead than 30%, but I'll take what I can get.
That's right.
Not going to be
We'll
greedy.
try to get this posted real quick, so hopefully this gets out before the vote so people can still vote a little bit more. Now, all right, so we've talked about Christmas, and as big of a deal as it is and as awesome and beautiful as it is, it's a small portion of what you guys do in Parks and Rec. I mean, talk about some of the other things that are going on.
Yeah, so January 5th starts registration for
Spring
sports.
yeah.
So baseball, softball, soccer, like as soon as we're done with Christmas, we'll roll right into our spring seasons. Like we have Picket Fest that'll be coming up.
Yeah.
We have Mardi Gras. The Mardi Gras parade is January the 31st. So as soon as we tear down for Christmas, we'll put up some Mardi Gras decorations. It's obviously not to the scale of Christmas, but we do have a great turnout with our Mardi Gras celebration. And so we'll be working on that. We'll be working on all of our projects that we've got coming up for the year, which we've got some exciting stuff that we're working on, trying to make some improvements to our parks. And Like you said, we do have a lot. We have a great senior adult center, the Gillespie
Yes.
Senior. Chris is top notch when it comes to our senior adults, and she's over there. And Latricia calls bingo, and
Yeah.
or they do all kind of games and play and dances and aerobics and everything. So
You
there's
name Miss Latricia, she's the most non-retired, retired person I think I've ever known.
she is. We actually have our office Christmas party today, and she's in charge of the games, and she has been in charge of the games since I've been here, and that is a role that we do not take away from her.
Yes,
That is
ma'am.
hers, and we all just, and I tell everybody before we go in, just go along with it. She works really hard planning these games. You just go along with
That's
it.
right. Facilities wise, I guess going back a little bit, I mean, you've got the two new venues that have activities at and
Yeah.
market and stuff. But, Stanley Jensen Stadium went through a major overhaul. And it wasn't like the first thing you did was football, because there was some stuff that happened before that. But talk about that facility a little bit. And gosh,
Yeah,
from my perspective, it's awesome.
Thank you. That was probably the toughest project I've ever worked on, and there
bet.
was a lot of unknowns.
Big scope.
There was a lot of unknowns when they got into the whole construction.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that when they were digging and getting ready to set the pillars, that they actually uncovered a buried car. There was a lot of stuff that they dug up through there. And then I learned so much. I didn't know what a vapor barrier was or why we needed it, but just the extensive amount that had to go into that project. And it was a very tough project, but the outcome for it, I think we have a top-notch facility.
No
think
doubt.
It's exciting. I think a lot of people have complimented the facility. I
Oh,
know
yeah.
people get sticker shock over it, but again, there's a lot that goes into the logistics of building something like that, and then the safety measures that have to be put in place, and having to have elevator accessibility on site and things like that. But from everything that I've seen, and we're working out kinks. I mean, we're learning the system. We're learning the new video board. We're learning everything. But this last football season, I think it went over really, really well. Just for being our first one and having to go through working out some stuff, I think it went pretty well.
Yeah. And I think it bears mentioning, you mentioned sticker shock for some people. And if you think of it as, well, it's only where football's played, and that's only, maybe 5 or 6 games a year for home, and that's all they're using for what? That is not all that's used for at all.
No, and we have, junior high school, we have our Youth Lions program, which is designed to be a feeder program into the junior high and the high school. And how awesome is it for those small kids to be on that field and play in? But that just drives their want to be on there on Friday Night Lights.
That's right.
That they know that, hey, I can be out here playing on Friday night. So we're trying to instill the love of the game for them. So we have the Youth Lions. We have soccer. They play all of their matches there. Graduation has come back there. Not to give away, but it is the 250th birthday of 4th of July coming up, and so we're looking at the possibility of a concert out there.
Oh, I thought you were bringing the fireworks back down there, but the clock tower works.
It does.
It's perfect for traffic.
Let me take that opportunity to say that is not on us. That is the state fire marshal regulates. And so the only option to be able to bring the fireworks back downtown would be to, number one, go down in size with the tubes that we shoot, which is makes it a very small show because we use big 6-inch tubes that are set up, and we would have to go down half that size for the biggest one, which makes it a very small show. And then you would have to close the entire park off for the day for setup, which means the Lions Club barbecue would be affected. So I know people, and I loved it when it was there. I loved having the concert down there and the fireworks.
See everybody, and that's fun.
But we always kind of take a hit from some that want it back down there, and I always have to say it wasn't our doing. I'm sorry.
Well, I hadn't thought about this perspective, but I was having a conversation with Mark Thompson, police chief, one day about that and how it must be easier out there. He said, from our perspective, Chris, he said controlling traffic and moving people, it's night and day. It just makes way more sense where it's at.
I think so, and there's so many different vantage points that you can sit at and see it. And last year we actually did a Rock the Lot concert in Academy. Academy was very kind to let us set up a trailer out there, and we had a live band because people do get there early and try to get that premium spot to see the fireworks. So we did a concert, and it was very well attended, and so that was super cool to be able to do that. But we hope that maybe on the Friday night, July 3rd, that we can do a concert at the stadium.
That sounds awesome.
the traditional 4th of July stuff on actually that Saturday because it's tough. People like to go out of town, especially when 4th of July falls
Sure.
on a weekend. So
Yeah.
we're already thinking about what can we do to have like a staycation mentality and keep
I
people
love
local.
it. Yeah. Well, now I'm a wannabe DJ, right? I play around with that a little bit. I know some other guys, I would volunteer my services if we want to get some patriotic music playing at some of those big hub stores where people are parked. Count me in.
I
Okay. I'm
love
just
it.
saying that.
So good to know. You don't go out of town. You're going to be here. Check it.
Count me in. I want to hear Toby Keith, courtesy of Red, White, and Blue, that kind of thing. Count me in. I love it.
It's funny. The only time that I can remember not being in Prattville 4th of July was when COVID 2020. That's the only time that that we have not had some sort of big celebration. And so I love Christmas, but I love 4th of July too. And I don't know why you just feel that sense of patriotism.
Love
I
it.
love being here and being in the middle of everything. And I know people enjoy going to the lake or they enjoy going to the beach, but I feel like I want to be in Prattville. I want to take part in those the cardboard boat races
Yes.
and the parade
Uh-huh.
and the hometown feel that we've worked hard to keep. And everything is not commercialized, but it's very community oriented.
Yeah. I've lived in a handful of different communities through my life, and I remember growing up. I was in a pretty small town, through my high school years, and they had a great 4th of July thing. And I thought, man, this no better than this. Okay, it can be better than that. Prattville does it pretty well. I love it, and it's so much fun. Last thing, because I want to be respectful of your time. I know somewhere you've got somewhere you got to be pretty soon, but we live in a world where people can hide behind a keyboard and throw all kinds of things about departments and stuff like that. Give me some for anybody who's watching this, give me some positives that are going on. There's so many. I mean, just the floor is yours.
We talk about that in the office, and that, for every one compliment that we get, we're going to probably get 50 complaints because, like you said, we live in such a keyboard entitlement world driven by accessibility on social media. And I tell my team, just ignore it. Keep doing what you're doing because we are making a difference. We are doing a good job. And you and I talked about, we don't necessarily respond to the negative on some pages that, we have platforms through the City of Prattville page, through the Parks and Rec page. We have a cultural arts and special events page. So we are out there for people to reach out to us and share any kind of criticisms or concerns or compliments. We love those.
They feel good. It's just the people you hear are the people that have something ugly to say. The good ones get hidden.
That's the majority of it. And so we kind of take it into a perspective of, all right, there's 40,000 people in the city of Prattville. Or, hey, we have 600 kids playing baseball, and you heard from 3 parents. I think that ratio is pretty good. So we try to take it into that perspective of, we are doing the most for the masses. It's just you have the loud ones that are gonna be
Squeaky
negative.
wheel.
They're gonna be consistent, and they're gonna be headstrong about whatever their passion is. And so the biggest thing is just keeping our head down and doing what we're supposed to be doing, knowing that you have to have a passion for this. You have to come to work ready to string Christmas lights or pull weeds in a warning track before a baseball game or whatever it is that we have to do. You have to be passionate about it because it's just a fun place. Parks and Rec is fun. We're a fun department.
Yeah.
There are a lot of other places that people could be that definitely are not as much fun as Parks and Rec. And what a blessing that I get to be a part of that. So I get to come to work and have a good time.
And I can attest to that because, it's not like I'm down there a lot, but the times I come down to, to sign up one of my kids for a sport or just to meet with you or whatever, somebody's always laughing, there's not silos of everybody in their office. There's like somebody's in your office or, whatever. And it's just, it's almost like y'all like each other.
It's so cliche, but we are a family.
Right.
And we spend more time together than we do with our family. So especially, and the one wish that I would have would be one day that we all get to be together because we are sectioned off. Like Chris at the Gillespie Center,
not a ton of space.
She's over in her area, or Maya in Cultural Arts, they're in a different place. And then we have a crew that's has an office right across from Matt Gray Park. I wish that we all had one big facility that we were able to be together, because my department at the Doster Center, like we're very close. We are tight knit. Like we are. That is their family. And I would go to war for every one of them, because I know that they would do the same. And it is just having to be able to laugh and get along with people. And now we do joke that you have to have tough skin, because we're not going to cut you in a slack. But I think that we all have a mutual respect for each other.
Oh, no doubt.
And knowing when it's go time, it's go. And I will say I have the best crew, the best Parks and Rec director in the state for sure.
Yeah, you got some great folks. I'm proud for you guys and what y'all are doing, what you will be doing too. To close out, and you kind of alluded to it, but if somebody's listening to this and they're like, how do I keep up with what's going on, programs, I'm assuming Facebook, where do they need to go?
Yep. So we have a great website. Jamie Sutton, our webmaster, does a phenomenal job keeping our website current and up to date and relevant. So PrattevilleAL.gov is the website. Okay. Everything that we have going on goes there first, and then we push it out on social media, and she shares everything through the city page. So you can follow the City of Prattville Facebook page. You can follow the Parks and Rec. I'm excited. We just launched this page last year, our own Parks and Rec page, and we're over 10,000 followers now.
Awesome.
So that was super cool for us. Cultural Arts Special Events has their own page, and everything, we cross-reference each other. So if one post is made on one page, we'll share it to another, just so we make sure that we're hitting those different audiences. Yeah. So all of our programs, our classes, our children's activities, our senior adult activities, signups for sports, rental information for our park pavilions, anything that you need to know is either on the website or it's going to be pushed out on our social media pages. Or there's still the old-fashioned way that they can just call us, because we do have office phones in Parks and Rec, and they do get rang quite a bit. So
the other Kelly.
Yeah.
That answers them in your office.
Kelly. It confuses people, because she'll answer the phone and she's like, well, Kelly's not here. And they'll say, well, who am I speaking to? Well,
Kelly.
Kelly. Well, I thought there's two Kellys. So Kelly at the front desk, she manages the office for us. She does a great job, but she can help with any questions too. If people like to just stop in and in-person visits to get their answers.
No doubt.
Do that too.
If people want to volunteer, serve, I'm sure I know you need coaches in sports, but there's got to be other things too, right?
There's definitely opportunities. We have the theater, which is fully that is community driven, and that's all volunteer based. So if somebody has an knack for the arts and they want to get involved, we have an art guild program that is community driven, volunteer based. So we have different areas of the arts that people can volunteer in. And then, like you said, we need coaches all the time for baseball, softball, soccer. So if anybody's, played collegiately and wants to bring their talents to us, bring them on. We'll make sure
there's a place for you.
We make sure you get a cool jersey.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. Well, Kelly, look, I've taken way too much of your time, but I couldn't help it. I mean, it's been such fun conversation.
I appreciate you letting me come and talk about Christmas and everything else that we do in our department.
Thank you so much, Kelly.
Thanks.
Well, folks, you heard how to get involved. You saw where to plug in, where to get information. So check it out. Do it. Still, as we record this, there's 1 week till Christmas. So
crazy.
Get downtown, check it out. Well, folks, thanks for being a part of the show today. Look forward to seeing you next time. We're signing off.